Okay, so picture this. A world where AI just melts even further into our everyday. It's doing more, shaping more, and guess what? One company might be holding all the puzzle pieces. Today, we're diving deep into TSMC. They're like the rock stars of chip making, to see if their grand vision for the future actually holds water.
Yeah, the really interesting thing here is how TSMC is planting their flag right in the middle of this AI explosion. They're basically saying their revenue is going to jump by, get this, more than 25% just this year, and we're not talking about some tiny startup here.
Seriously, over 25%. For a company the size of TSMC, that kind of growth is practically off the charts. Makes you wonder, what's got them feeling so bullish?
They're seeing the same trends as everyone else, but crucially, they're in the driver's seat to actually, cash in. The demand for AI is like a rocket. Self-driving cars, those language models that sound creepily human, it all gobbles up processing power. And processing power equals one thing: mountains and mountains of chips.
And we're not talking about just any old chips, right? This is where my brain starts to short circuit. Those terms I can never quite wrap my head around, tape outs and nanometer technology and all that jazz.
Right, right. Okay, so think of it this way. Imagine these AI algorithms are like crazy complicated recipes, right? And the smaller, the more streamlined you can make each ingredient, in this case, those tiny transistors on a chip well, the more intricate and powerful the final dish the AI can become, TSMC. They're whipping up those ingredients with their mind-blowing 2-nanometer tech. Basically, they're creating the Legos for a whole new level of AI.
So they're not just supplying the building blocks, they're also forging these super tight bonds with the folks on the front lines of AI development. It's like they're offering more than a product. It's a whole vision for the future.
That's it. TSMC gets it. Their success is hitched to their client's success. It's a two-way street. They hand over the tools, the AI wizards work their magic, and bam, everybody wins. And what's kind of cool is they're not looking to price gouge during this gold rush either. Seems like they actually care about nurturing this AI ecosystem over the long haul.
It's almost like a breath of fresh air, compared to that usual dog-eat-dog business world. But it can't be all sunshine and roses, can it? What about, all those rumors of supply chain snags and costs going haywire?
Yeah, even giants have their Achilles heel, right?
Yeah.
This global chip shortage has been a real pain for everybody. Now, TSMC's in a better spot than most, but getting those resources, especially for these top-tier AI chips, that's still a nail-biter. And then on top of that, you've got things like electricity costs shooting up in Taiwan. That's their main manufacturing hub, so it all adds up.
It's a weird kind of catch-22, isn't it? You've got this insane demand pushing them forward, but then these very real-world speed bumps, too. So given these challenges, what are some of the ways TSMC is trying to, batten down the hatches, maybe sidestep those risks so they can actually keep up with demand?
That is the multi-billion-dollar question, isn't it? They're getting creative, spreading out their manufacturing, pouring tons of cash into new facilities, and working hand in glove with their suppliers to navigate this whole crazy landscape. But here's the thing. The next few years are going to be make or break. How well they can roll with the punches. That could decide how quickly we see the next wave of AI cool stuff actually show up in our lives.
It just highlights how much influence TSMC really has on the whole AI scene, huh? Their wins and losses, they're not just about their bottom line. It's about how fast we all get to the future.
Exactly. It all circles back to us, doesn't it? The future of AI, how intertwined it becomes with our lives, maybe even the very way our society works. It could all boil down to decisions being made by those TSMC execs, maybe even right now.
Whoa, that's kind of mind-blowing when you think about it. So let's say their big bet on AI does pay off. What does our world even look like 5, 10 years down the road? Will we even recognize it? Something to chew on for sure.